Hi, and welcome to Best Practices Comparing and Ordering Whole Numbers, 4th grade. This is Shanna Uwe. Take a moment to read through this meme. Whenever I see the symbols greater than or less than, I have to stop what I'm reading for a second and try to imagine an alligator eating the number. How many of us have either done this or seen it in a classroom where kids are like, why is there an alligator when we're comparing? We're definitely going to lead through some strategies that are going to be better than the alligator to help us compare and order whole numbers. In this unit, we're comparing and ordering whole numbers up to 1,000,000 using place value and scaled number lines. We're going to use place value to compare and order, which could include a place value chart, as well as using number lines to compare and order. So what does student learning look like in the classroom while we're comparing and ordering whole numbers in 4th grade? You can see in the video we have a place value mat using place value disc and then moving to standard form of the numbers, and we're comparing those numbers using that model to help support. It's hard whenever it's larger numbers to really directly model the numbers, so using place value disc and number lines like you see on the screen right now are essential to help students develop those strategies. And then we move to comparing using those symbols greater than and less than like you see on the screen now. We're also getting into ordering. We're going to use those same strategies. We're going to use the number lines, we're going to use the place value disc and the place value mats to help us compare those multiple numbers before we order them in ascending or descending order. So what does student learning sound like in the classroom? These are taken from the math chats within STEMscopes. We have which place values are more helpful when comparing two numbers. We're wanting to hear that kids might see that the greatest place value really helps me determine which is greater and which is less. So that might be my starting point. And if they're the same digit, then I know I need to go to the next greatest place value. What did you notice when you placed the numbers on the number line? What we're looking for is that they're seeing that the number that's further to the right is greater than the number that's further to the left. So whenever we're ordering numbers, even if we have those three numbers, that helps me determine the order right there. How would we read the relationship between these numbers, such as greater than, less than, or equal to, and also making connections back to the symbols using that language, as well as how did you know how to order the numbers in the various scenarios? To describe the process you use. There will be word problem scenarios where you're going to order, so having kids explain and describe those strategies related to the models is going to be essential within this unit. Here's some of the vocabulary that we want to hear while students are discussing place value and comparing and ordering. Compare, number line, place value, digit. We want to make sure as students are describing their strategies and their learning that they're using this precise language. So how will students demonstrate their knowledge? Here's an example of an Explore exit ticket where students are using the numbers in a chart to write comparison statements using the symbols and answer word problems. We also have them using the place value chart and connecting it to the number line to help them order numbers. There are also games that we might see, such as place value war, or it's called greater than and less than here, where basically you're taking number cards, you're putting them down, determining who has the greater or less amount, and then recording that in a comparison statement on that chart. So what questions can we ask to gauge student understanding? One question could be, how do you know that 45,687 is greater than 45,678? What we want to hear is students using place value discussion to discuss the strategies they use to compare those two numbers. It could look like I'm starting with the greatest digit and comparing that, but if it's the same, I'm going to go to the next greatest digit and so forth. Another possible question could be, is the comparison statement true? So having them determine if a statement is true or false. We could make connections back to place value discs, number lines, and just even place value language. An engaging task or activity that you could do at home to help support comparing and ordering whole numbers is playing card match. All you would need is a deck of cards, 2 through 9, and the ace can be 1, post-it notes to write the greater than, less than, or equal symbols, and basically all you're doing is each partner creates a 6-digit number and you compare them. You can use strategies like open number lines or just place value, a place value chart to double check your work. You could even have 3 players and order the numbers from least to greatest. Thank you for joining us today to talk about comparing and ordering whole numbers. Hopefully you got a lot out of the session. This is just a reminder, we don't want to hear about alligators when we're comparing and ordering. What we want to see is place value discs, place value mats, number lines, and students using place value language to show their understanding. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you next time.